Hello everybody and welcome back. So, Madam Scorpion's pulling some real slick shit, and I think we're getting in good with her. Meh.
I
You're
think so.
bashful all of a
I
sudden.
think you were right.
What happened to that bored charm?
I locked it away. At your request, I might add.
Such a good listener. But I hope you didn't throw away the key.
Yes. I mean, no.
Boldness does have its place.
Yes.
I'll keep that in mind.
I cough again, but it does nothing to get rid of the heat that I feel in my cheeks. Yeah! By now we've passed the last row of servers and reached the very edge of the room. A thick metal security door stands before us, controlled by a nearby
Hold
keypad.
this for me, darling.
Why am I... Oh, fuck. Without bothering for
I get the
confirmation,
feeling that she is just stringing you along
most
to
likely,
stab you in the back at the most opportune moment.
probably. Meanwhile, the supervillain puts her free hand on the keypad and closes her eyes. Out of the corner of my eye, I see her grip tighten the robot head, causing the metal to squeal. Oh, she can get the data directly from the head.
Oh,
Soon enough, the keypad turns green, and I hear the sound of the door's locks disengaging. How'd you do that? I think back to my question about how she saw what happened on the top floor. There's definitely a connection here, but what is it? Or is this just another juicy red herring? I wouldn't put it past her. Screwing with people seems to be her favorite pastime, and I'm clearly in her crosshairs. And in fact, when her eyes open and turn my direction, that's exactly what they look like. Crosshairs.
Now, Stanley.
She removes her hand from the security panel and slowly reaches towards me, smiling in a way that is equal parts alluring and foreboding. Even though I've seen it before, I can't help but find it unnerving. With a self-satisfied hum, she plucks the hilt of her weapon from my hands.
Would you kindly step through that door?
This is a
it's
test.
trapped.
Should we see what it does? Because she likes obedience, but she also likes people being smart. Screw it. Whatever's behind the door could kill me, so I may as well go out with no regrets.
Nah, I like the view better out here.
Oh? I can only assume that you're speaking about the servers.
Ha!
Or perhaps you've spotted your own reflection somewhere.
Ha 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 ha! No.
Can't say that I have, though I am pretty damn handsome.
Let's not get carried away.
Ow, thanks.
Well, if you don't think I'm handsome, what is it you like about me? It must be something. First, you invite me to this after-hours side hustle, then you invite me over here all alone.
Careful, Stanley.
Being careful. With casual grace, Scorpion stalks even closer, something primal burning behind her golden eyes. When she smiles, I swear I can see fangs.
Lest you forget your place. I brought you here as a professional.
And if I don't want to be professional?
Oh? What do you want?
Scorpion laughs and moves closer still. I can see my reflection in her eyes and feel her breath tickle my nose.
But that's a question for another time.
Yes.
Think on it.
Yes.
If you survive.
She's gonna throw me
And
in
she's
there.
gonna push you in there.
Fuck!
Yep.
Suddenly, I'm caught up in a blur of motion. The door swings open violently, and I feel someone grab my arm and suddenly hurtling towards it before I have time to react. Even though I know it must have been Madame Scorpion who did it, she moves so fast that I actually can't see her do it. One moment I'm staring right at her, and the next, all I see are shadows. Seriously, that's all I see. Even as I stumble to a stop inside the room, I have trouble finding my bearings. Why is it so dark in here? I start to follow my flashlight before I can find it. I hear a machine whir and metal groan as a pair of glowing red eyes come to life right in front of me. Aha!
Ah.
Soon, the eyes are joined by a veritable constellation of LEDs, and from their dim, foreboding light, I can make out the massive frame of yet another robot, slowly rising to its feet, all four of them. 4 feet? Why did it need 4 feet? And why does it need to be like 3 meters tall? And why does it need all those guns? Oh, right, the guns.
Shit!
I scramble to the side, desperately searching for cover. Out of the corner of my eye, I can see the robot's weapons tracking me. I'm not going to move fast enough, but someone else
Thank
does.
you, Stanley.
In a blur of black and red, Madame Scorpion streaks into view before the deadly machine can open fire. And while it quickly turns to face this clearly more imminent threat, by then it's far too late. Well, shit. Scorpion's blade moves so fast it looks like a continuous streak of light, painting a crisscrossing pattern of crimson across the machine's hulking form until it is practically covered in glowing crosshatches. As the pattern fades, the quadrupedal titan.
Quadrupoodle.
Quadrupedal. Oh no, it's the quadrupedal! Look out!
It's
like
like a
Cerberus,
Cerberus,
but
but four heads. We had the same thought. Hell yeah.
God damn. Collapses into a heap of minced plating and shattered circuitry. There isn't a limb or weapon barrel left intact. Fuck yeah. As the robot's bolts and shredded bits of armored plating roll around on the floor, Madame Scorpion steps from the darkness, tinkering with a knob on her weapon's hilt.
The frequency was off a little. Those cuts should have been much cleaner.
With a flourish, she deactivates the energy blade and returns the hilt to her hip. Only then does she acknowledge me, with a smile that seems even more dangerous than usual, now that it's obscured in shadow.
But you were an excellent distraction, Stanley.
Yay.
Even if you were unwilling.
Should we go back and be willing? It feels like we got a little bit further when she did
flirt.
offer. Yeah, a little bit.
Thanks? But why did you even need one?
They kept this unit from connecting with the main network to mask its presence. Not the first time I've seen that trick, so I wanted to be sure that I wasn't walking into anything.
So you used us.
So they had a super secret robot just sitting in here, specifically to guard this room. And what exactly is hidden in this data that you're after?
Hidden? Why, nothing at all. Just mundane details gathered from insignificant individuals.
Seriously?
I'm running a phishing
All this
scam.
for some mundane details?
Individually mundane, but together, as precious as gold. You'll understand soon enough. But for now...
The sound of approaching footsteps interrupts Scorpion's order, and by the time I turn to find their source, Kate is standing in the doorway, breathing hard.
Ma'am, we heard a commotion from over here. Do you need any assistance?
For a second, it looks like she's about to ask a follow-up question, but that fades as soon as her head turns in my direction. Well, at least someone here is concerned about my well-being.
Not urgently, so no. Is the cleanup complete?
Just about. The others should have it wrapped up momentarily. It was a struggle with the few hands we have remaining, but we got it done.
Very well. Then help Stanley with this last one. Don't leave a trace behind.
Oh.
Yes, ma'am.
As Kate rushes over to help, Scorpion walks deeper into the room, starting to disappear into the darkness. After a few steps, she gives pause and leers at me over the shoulder, her face half covered in shadow.
No, I cut it short. I enjoyed our conversation, Stanley.
Okay, never mind.
I'd be open to continuing.
Yeah,
it
she
some
liked
other
that.
time.
Okay, yeah, there was no need to go back.
I dare say I'd even desire it.
Oh, shit. Fuck yeah. I swallow the lump formed in my throat and nod. At that, Scorpion takes her leave, slipping into the darkness with silent steps. By now, Kate has reached my side, along with Scorpion's duffel bag of cleaning supplies.
You alright? What happened?
Yeah, I'm fine. God used his bait, but as you can see...
I gesture to the pile of scrap that used to be an 8-foot-tall death machine. Kate nods in understanding and offers me a pat on the
Well,
back.
I'm glad it's lying there and not you.
As she gets closer, I can finally make the details out of her face through the darkness. There's blood on her lip and a small tear in her
Wait,
mask.
are you bleeding? What happened?
Oh, that. Yeah, we ran into a straggler. I think its pathing got messed up on the way here, so it was slow to respond to our employer's little mess. I took care of it, though. No big deal.
Really? After what I saw, anything that could take you on must be at least a little bit of a big deal.
Oh, come on. Taking out some underpaid night shift muscle isn't much of a feat. I know a few moves, that's it. But seriously, I just got a little careless. I'll ice it when I get back. Now, come on, let's get this sucker in the dustbin.
Where are we throwing these away? A few minutes later, I'm hurtling through the air, clinging to a zipline for dear life. Why a zipline? I asked the same thing. Scorpion said it was yet another red herring, but I think she just wanted to see if I'd scream. Well, too bad for her. I managed to avoid any and all squeals, yelps, or shrieks as I careened towards the parking lot, although my landing is hardly dignified. The momentum from the zipline carries me forward after I touch down, and I flail wildly before gracelessly falling into the asphalt.
You have to push me again.
I turn to find the supervillain standing over me, having stuck her own landing without flinching. Not surprising, she could have probably jumped out the window and landed unscathed, honestly.
As if you don't enjoy it.
Right.
I start to scrape myself up off the ground, but when I reach my knees, I find a purple glove held out in my direction.
And here I thought you had the agility of a panther.
Two panthers. They're heavy animals, okay?
Sure. Clearly, that zip line required a rating of 3 panthers or higher.
Taunts aside, I'm grateful for the help, and happily take
I
Kate's
love
extended hand. Yeah, she's nice. Once I'm back on my feet, I dust myself off and start heading for the van. One by one, Scorpion and the remaining henchmen pile into the back of the vehicle. It's a lot less crowded by this time, and some advantage of the empty seats by stretching out. Some take advantage. Scorpion uses one as a pedestal for the severed robot head she acquired earlier. Possibly because she still needs it for something, but more probably because she's a bloodthirsty sadist. Just before we close the doors, a shout echoes out from across the parking lot. It's one of the green-clad henchmen who's taken point. Apparently the taser wore
Holy
off.
shit, I think he can actually make it.
He could have 30 seconds ago, but not now. And you should be glad that's the case. That's one less person who gets a share of the completion fee. I'd suggest closing the door, Stanley.
I look out towards the stern henchman, desperately waving at us as he drunkenly stumbles closer. I imagine I looked just like that when I was fleeing Miss Dynamo on Wednesday, but this is Scorpion's show. Plus, she's right about the money. Sorry, I'm going for Scorpion this time. Yeah. Sorry, Kate. I offer Kate an apologetic wince and then reach for the door handle. It slams closed easily, but it's a double door. That leaves it half open, with a matching door on Kate's side of the van. She's not budging, so I
Wait,
scramble
look,
over.
he's close.
I look out the remaining door, and Kate's right. He's not far. We don't have to wait another 20 seconds or so. And Miss Dynamo's here. But the all-too-familiar sound of a human-shaped meteor falling to Earth puts an end to my hesitation, and I slam the door shut.
Thank you, Stanley. Driver, let's be off.
The van roars to life, screeching out of the parking lot as fast as it can. I can hear the green henchman yelling at us in the distance. Soon enough, it's accompanied by the sound of the aforementioned meteor finally crashing to the Earth.
Scorpion! Come out! You can't hide from me forever.
You know, I never had to deal with a pissed-off Miss Dynamo until I met you, ma'am. I mean, she still had zero problem kicking my ass, but she was a lot friendlier about it.
A civil relationship with one's mortal enemies has little value, in my opinion. I prefer her this way. She makes mistakes when she's angry. And when I at last put an end to our little game, I want it to be raw. That moment when she realizes she's been raging and roaring against the inevitable. That will be something I can truly relish.
Again, you got problems, lady, but also...
Easy joke, I'm not gonna take it.
Put an end to your game? Do you mean...
Scorpion's head tilts curiously as her eyes snap to Kate. That alone causes Kate to trail off, though Scorpion herself doesn't reply for several moments, letting the silence hang as she examines my fellow henchman.
Kill her? Why does it matter? It's no concern of yours.
I'm a fan of biceps.
Scorpion leans a little closer, examining Kate's expression. I get secondhand nerves just from watching. I know from experience how it feels to have Scorpion stare into your soul like
You're
that.
too soft for this.
No, ma'am, I was just...
That wasn't a question. You are. Look at Stanley.
Ah, so if I had done Kate's things, it would have been basically like not doing this at all, because she'd lose interest in us.
Also, without the two of us here, Dynamo took care of everyone that was here.
Well, no, Dynamo canceled the gig, remember? To attend game night?
Dynamo.
Oh, right, Dynamo. Well, yeah, oh, okay.
And Miss Dynamo showed up and wiped the floor with everyone here because we weren't here.
Probably.
They
He
had trouble with the
understands what
robots
this
because
is.
Madam Scorpion
But
wasn't
you-
there.
You haven't grasped it, have you? And here I thought you'd been part of our program for longer than him.
Sorry, ma'am.
Don't apologize. You'll learn eventually, one way or another.
One
She's
way.
gonna have us betray Kate at some point.
Oh, absolutely. The supervillain holds her gaze on Kate for a moment longer before finally pulling away. As she returns to her own seat, she turns to me, placing one hand delicately on my shoulder.
This is but the first step down a new path for you, Stanley.
Yeah.
Keep walking it with me, and we may find something beautiful at the end of it.
Like you?
A payday?
Sure.
Yeah, that too.
Well, I got a cauldron full of gold.
She's not a leprechaun. What the fuck?
I will buy a cauldron. I will fill it with gold, Jerry.
Oh my god. She squeezes my shoulder just a bit too hard and smiles just a bit too wolfishly before finally returning to her own seat. I try to hide my nervous exhale as I lean back in my seat. Just the first step, huh? Why do I feel so exhausted by it? I close my eyes and try to let the rattling of the van rock me to sleep. It doesn't work. Some of the other henchmen try to start up some awkward small talk, but that doesn't work either. In the end, all we're left with is uneasy silence, even as we pass the city limits. Huh.
Oh, that's what the robot's head looks like?
Nifty.
Cool.
That silence carries on all the way until our pickup point, and even as we drop the remaining henchmen back at their own rendezvous locations. Before I know it, it's just Madame Scorpion, Kate, and I, all alone as we ride the helicopter back toward Bedlam's lair. I'm not sure anyone even offered a goodbye. Not that this was a tightly knit group or anything. Even during our brief flashes of cooperation, we weren't really a team. That was the point. We were only united in that we all wanted an extra paycheck. You might say it was more honest that way. Oh yeah, we're getting way more money, like half the team got wiped.
Yeah.
There was no self-indulgent speeches about how we're all brothers and sisters, no empty platitudes from a supervisor who calls me buddy, but won't even recognize me for the cost of living raise. If you're good enough to get the job done and make it out, you're paid well. If not, you're left in the dust. Scorpion was right. I could make a killing like this. You know, I just realized this sounds like a lawnmower, not a helicopter.
It does.
Like someone's just outside your window mowing the lawn. I'm good enough to. Well, until I'm the one left in the dust. How long could I stave that off, I wonder? I watch Kate wipe the blood from her lip with her knuckle. Even just one of those gigs takes a toll on people like her and I. So I'd have to play it smart. And if I did, I'll look at Madame Scorpion, who has spent most of the ride casually examining the robotic skull she pilfered. Her thoughts a mystery. I could never have what she has, no matter what I do. I know that. And yet, she has me wondering, how close could I get? I'll never have her powers, but if I play this henchcan thing right, maybe, just maybe. No. One foot in front of the other, man. You've got some extra money in your pocket. Create a little favor with the new boss. That's good enough for now. Or it will be, as soon as I can collapse in my bed. Issue 6! Oh, trophy, side hustle.
Finite crisis.
Fuck yeah. I remember barely collapsing into my bed when I finally got back to my room.
Well, that's known, brother, to economic crisis.
I still can't believe they have a character fucking named Economic Crisis in Asterix and Obelix.
It's fucking great. I love it.
It is. And then he's
love
got a
all the little
nephew,
puns.
Bankruptix, or Bankruptcies.
Bankruptus.
Yeah. It was either Bankruptus or Bankruptsis. Bankruptcies? Either way. It was fucking
It
hilarious.
was bankruptus.
I barely remember collapsing into my bed when I finally got back to my room. I'm pretty sure that I fell asleep as soon as I made contact with the sheets. I knew this side hustle was going to be work, but I underestimated just how much of a toll it would take. I wasn't that crazy compared to some of the other operations I've been part of, but I really underestimated how draining it is to do a second shift of anything after you've already worked a full day. It's going to be tempting to take more gigs, but if I don't pace myself, I won't be awake long enough to even enjoy the extra money. Unless, of course, my phone interrupts my hibernation, like right now. Christ, what time even is it? I don't remember setting an alarm. My bedside clock reads 6:10. Definitely not an alarm. At least not one I set. Is someone calling me? I fumble for my phone and peer at the screen as I rub the sleep from my eyes. It's a... Wait, does that say Madame Scorpion? I shouldn't be surprised that she has my number, but I don't remember getting hers. Oh, right. So we did the good side last time, and after game night, Shining Nova texted us to be like, hey, I need to tell you something important. Please join me. And so this is Madame Scorpion's version. Ooh. Regardless, it would be a bad idea to leave her hanging, so I hurriedly swiped the screen to accept the call.
Ma'am, is that really you? And did you hack yourself into my contact list?
I assume those questions are rhetorical, Stanley.
Mostly, but I still like asking them.
Right. Compared to that place we broke into last night, I guess hacking my phone is child's play. Sorry, it's early. My brain has a long boot time, ma'am.
Well, I do hope I don't have to wait for you to install an update to your operating system. I need you awake. The game is afoot, as they say.
Fuck. Alright, well, that's all the time we have for today, so thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. See you later.
Adios.